I've heard by so many people about this unfortunate woman um, who had her arms and legs removed, rightly or wrongly, um, after giving birth. Look it up if you haven't heard it. And people saying they would rather, now I'm sure they don't mean this. Then again, why say it and post it? They would rather be dead than have that happen to them. I'm pretty sure, given that option, they might just want to rechange those thoughts. I mean, life is a gift. It is your relationship with Jesus. That is a blessing. Do I need my hands? Do I need my digits? All my limbs in order for me to have that relationship with Jesus? To have a relationship, friendship with anybody else? To share my thoughts, my views, my opinions? Absolutely not. Would my ability to obviously tend to myself and get around and function as I normally did, will that be, obviously that would be compromised. But to say that, I don't want to say it's ignorant, but it's certainly, off the cuff, and you can't possibly mean that. I had a friend die last year from ALS. Wasn't even 40 years old, and obviously the last, I think it was 5 years that he had it. The last 3, there was no movement. It's slowly, obviously, that's what it does. This guy, just in his eyes, he had more life than a lot of people I know who showed more life in his eyes, right up until the end, than a lot of people I know who are functioning and have all their, apparently, whereabouts. This guy, man, he can make you laugh. He can certainly make you cry. But that wasn't, what he wanted. He wanted to live. He had a daughter. He had friends. He had things that he enjoyed doing. Obviously, he couldn't do that anymore. But he had memories of that. He listened when people spoke about God, and you could see his eyes. Because near the end, you couldn't. It was just utterances, and you couldn't understand. But you knew if you spent time with him. And the only guy I knew who liked this, because it was probably the only palatable thing for him. But boy, did he like Taco Bell. That just makes me laugh. That's I don't know. That's just for me, I suppose. But. This guy in his condition, he didn't complain. He didn't whine. He did his best. He did his best to. He was in an old age nursing home, and they brought this young guy in who was dying and died of a brain tumor. Well, my buddy was in a wheelchair, couldn't move. He could maneuver it, but that was all he could do. You would have to light the smoke, stick it in his mouth, butt it for him, wipe the tears, and because his eyes would water, wipe his nose, and whatever. You had to tend to him while you visited him, and this guy came in. He was fully able to walk and function. He had a brain tumor, and he was gonna die, and he would black out occasionally. So he wanted to walk out and have a smoke, and they wouldn't allow it because he could fall and hit his head. So my buddy there in a wheelchair couldn't do anything for himself. Said, he got really mad and said, I'll look after him. And it was, what could he? Yeah, he couldn't have done anything. He couldn't even have yelled. But to say again, just flippantly, that you would rather be dead. You just might want to rethink that. Time's going to come where perhaps some people might wish they were dead. Because things are going to be rough or whatever they see or whatnot. And these are apparent Christians I've heard this from. So as a Christian, right up until your last breath, you could witness Christ. Right up until, you have your last thought, you can witness Jesus. And you can have that relationship with Jesus. I know once we die, and hopefully, I mean, it's presumptuous for me to even say that my name is in that book. I pray that it is. And I hope that it is. Because it's nothing that I do. It's not by works. It is a relationship. It is following, believing upon, receiving, witnessing, whatever. I mean, and again, that's works. But I don't know if none of us are worthy. I know on this side, I can still have a relationship. I can still converse. I can still worship Jesus. And no arms, no legs. I can still do that. And not knowing what if I will be received on the other side, I will take every last minute that I can. I'll be selfish. I'll be greedy on this side, and I'll take every last minute I can to share Jesus, to spend time with Jesus. I used to wish myself dead all the time. I used to, want it all the time. Well, think about it anyway. If I wanted it, I wouldn't be here, right? And now, forget it. I want life. I want to live. I enjoy breathing. Days are bad, certainly, but I'll tell you, they're nothing like a lot of people. I mean, my mother with cancer, she can't do anything. She can't tend to herself as she could. Does she wish herself dead? Absolutely not. She doesn't know Christ. But she's stubborn, and forget it. I mean, she, and she is good cheer. She goes to the chemo and tries to cheer people up. Go figure. She tries to show people, it's still worth living, regardless of being able to or not being able to do anything. So I get angry when I hear that, and I don't believe that people really believe it, but I'm just here to express my anger, and also to say, hey, right up until the last, seek God, spend time with God, witness God, and give glory, give honor, give thanks, because you really don't know how lucky you have it. God bless each and every one of you, and may we not find ourselves or anybody we know in that position. God bless you.